Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message for June the 1st, a brand new month, some fresh new energy. We're going to talk about the moon aspects when it comes to the energies over the coming days. Before jumping in with the cards, I do want you to keep in mind timing and energy is fluid. This reading could play out today. Over the next several days, this reading may or may not be for you. The reading is also not sign specific, guys. So although I will call out any zodiac signs, I do want you to keep that in mind. We have the moon now transiting through Cancer over the next 2.5 days. So you might find the energy a little bit oversensitive. You might find yourself being a little bit moody when it comes to some emotions that have kind of been already there, festering, that you've not wanted to deal with. You might find yourself clinging to something when it comes to a home life or a foundation because it's familiar, because it maintains a level of security in your life. But I feel issues surrounding the home are likely going to be coming up to be addressed over the coming days. And you might be prone to a lot of emotional fluctuations in the energies, especially if you have major Cancer placements anywhere in your chart. And what I kept hearing was it's time to learn to forgive and forget, to get out of that depressive slump, to stop overthinking things too much, and to shift your perception of the world. So where do you need to forgive somebody in order to release some bitterness, some underlying resentment, perhaps? With the moon forming a square to Jupiter, I feel this is going to really bring forward a lot of difficulties when it comes to uniting all of these sensitive feelings and your emotions with this deep urge and desire, impulsive energy to kind of expand. So it is about being willing to take that risk, is what I feel. The moon square Jupiter is like a risk taking energy when it comes to all of these inner messages that we've been receiving. Stop playing into that internal conflict between the head and the heart. I feel we're all being asked to find our motivation to bring purpose into our lives. And so in order to do that, we have to make sufficient decisions when it comes to our self-development journey. So you might find yourself reacting emotionally over the next coming days with all of these powerful emotions surfacing. You might find yourself going back and re-evaluating some past experiences within relationships, especially within any mother relationships, because the moon is related to a mother energy. And, you know, with the moon in Cancer, that is a lot of mother energy. So if you've been reluctant to listen to that logic and you've been overly reliant on a lot of emotional responses, you're going to want to get grounded in the energy, because it's kind of decision time. It's time to make that choice to lead yourself in a new direction that will be more suitable. And I also feel, you know, get ready to deal with endings. And you know, the possibility of what could have been avoided if you actually took a rational approach in the first place. So intimate relationships are going to be very erratic over the coming days, is what I feel. There's going to be a lot of fluctuation with our moods, between extroverted moods and introspected moods, and it's all going to be dependent on where you're at on this spiritual journey. So I feel we're all being asked to find our independent fighting spirit. And, you know, so many of us become so overly reliant on social contact or, you know, social status quo. And this can bring up a lot of indifference and fickleness in the energies when it comes to owning, you know, where you're at and closing out these cycles. So commitment is likely going to be in focus, or lack thereof commitment. With all of these fluctuating tendencies, it's the energy of it's time to shape up. And I'm hearing that Grace song, you better shape up. So it's like coming into all kinds of realizations when it comes to where you need to put effort in, more effort in order to release any restrictions and for things to kind of flow more smoothly, to release this conflict when it comes to all of these past painful experiences. And with the moon forming a beautiful sextile to Venus and Taurus, Cancer and Taurus energy blend very well together, actually. This is the energy of a romance that was written in the stars. Destined romantic encounters. The moon sextile Venus is a very loving, influential energy coming through, and it's going to increase our personal charm. It's going to bring all of this beauty to the surface when it comes to wanting success in your dating life. And so what the energy is asking us to do is be open and to be honest when it comes to sharing our feelings. If you want that true supportive connection, you have to be willing to open up honestly in order to call in genuine, loving, romantic partnerships. So I think all kinds of relationships can flourish under that transit, especially when it comes to love. And new friendships can be made. Perhaps even a new significant romance might fall into your lap, an unexpected fated meeting. Because Venus sextile the moon is bringing an opportunity for us to understand how to relate to people better. Venus is all about the home, the hearth, especially in Taurus. It is the mother of all mother energies. And so love is going to be favored with that transit, and it's the perfect time to ask somebody out on a date, to maybe send that text or that message when it comes to reaching resolution for any issues from the past that are festering and coming to the surface to be addressed. And you're more likely to find successful resolution with that transit, but we do have the moon forming a square to Mars after, which is going to create all kinds of tension and conflict in karmic relationships between two people. So get ready for some conflict. It's the energy of, new romance being sparked, maybe to get you out of a karmic relationship cycle. So it's going to be a difficult energy to work with. It's this energy of fatality in the karmic relationship cycles in order to step into a more positive experience. So with the moon square Mars, it's creating this insatiable desire to go after what it is that you truly want, whether it's a personal desire or a professional desire. You're going to have this deep emotional attachment to getting what it is that you want, to getting what it is that you need. And the energy can be very dynamic when it comes to finding your fighting spirit to succeed, to break free from any obstacles. But the energy can also be very short-tempered when it comes to getting your way. So you might find people having a tendency to overreact, or you might be overreacting. I feel get ready for some underlying anger to be unleashed. When it comes to any deeply passionate nature below the surface where you've not been willing to share your feelings. It's like this boiling to the surface of all of these feelings coming full force. So it's going to create a lot of emotional turbulence over the coming days, I feel, especially when it comes to close relationships that have destructive tendencies. And so all of this simmering anger when it comes to being stuck, not happy, is going to surface through a lot of irritation, a lot of annoyances, and a lot of emotional outbursts. So it's all of this energy coming from the subconscious urges, bringing it forward into the conscious mind, and it is going to require maybe taking a risk, because we can't keep holding on to this anger. We have to find a healthy way to release our feelings in a controlled way in order to stop being so overly defensive. We're here to share connection with others. We're here to mean what we say what we mean, share our feelings. And, sometimes we do risk getting hurt. And that's a part of life. We cannot avoid emotional connections for fear of getting hurt, for fear of being let down, because that's going to create even a higher degree of emotional discomfort. So I think get ready for unexpected intimate relationship paradigm shifts over the coming days. And courage is definitely going to be needed when it comes to facing whatever's been causing you this pain, whatever's been making you feel threatened when it comes to having everything that you desire. So this could mean temper tantrums, emotional outbursts. This could mean, unexpected accidents, violent outbursts. And all of these energies are screaming at you. You cannot keep avoiding dealing with any emotional troubles. It's time to deal with these emotional troubles. And with the moon ruling the public and Mars ruling sex in the energy, I think the energy is very attractive. And because the moon also rules women, particularly the mother energy, get ready to deal with any nastiness or emotional pain when it comes to a mother wound or a mother burden that you've carried when it comes to any issues with your connection with your mother. So I feel the energy is bringing forward this like shoot first, ask questions later energy, and that isn't really going to serve you, especially if you're feeling threatened. So all of this oversensitivity can manifest very negatively and can manifest as emotional attacks from others. So you're going to want to be very cautious in the energy, because it's like our adrenaline is going to feel pumped up. And we're going to feel this insatiable rush to maybe take a risk. But you're going to want to, you know, be very conscious in any actions that you take over the next coming days. So let's jump in with some cards, guys, and see what else needs to come through. This is like take 2. I tried to record this very early this morning. I had so many blocks put in place, guys. I got a phone call come through that I hit end, and then another phone call came through, and I just was hit with so many challenges and obstacles. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to put it off, because I had a personal reading to do as well this morning. So I apologize for the daily getting out a little bit late, but everything in divine timing, right? And this is where we kind of master this energy of soul alignment. So in order to come into alignment, we have to integrate all of these emotional aspects. We have to go into the shadow of why this is happening at this time. But there's a lot of integration when it comes to these frequency upgrades and calling in other like-minded souls to rejuvenate ourselves. So get ready for major endings that will lead you and redirect you onto the pathway that you're supposed to be on. And there's that obstruction. That's what I was met with. Like little annoyances, little obstructions. And so there's likely going to be some type of roadblock to overcome in the energies in order for you to understand a lesson in its entirety when it comes to these emotional fluctuations. And so roadblocks too are put in our place as a form of protection. Any rejection really is a form of protection from the divine in order to get you to seek out an alternative route, like a detour energy is kind of what I'm feeling, like a redirection. So let's see what needs to come through for the collective, for the energies today. There's that psychic abilities, and the moon in Cancer is very intuitively gifted. So what is it that you need to purge and cleanse from your life in order to develop your psychic abilities? Because there's certain elements that cannot remain when it comes to deepening this relationship to yourself, embracing these higher frequency light codes, and dismissing the lower ego. Bottom of the deck. Divine timing. Divine timing says now is the time. I know what you've done for work already on the journey. I know what level of integration you've achieved, and now it's time to do the next leg. Where are you needing to take back your self-empowerment? Where are you needing to take ownership for everything that you've experienced this life? Because until you take ownership for the good, the bad, and the ugly, you're going to keep yourself repressed. You're going to keep yourself suppressed. And your soul is going to be screaming at you to go through this deep spiritual purging and cleansing, because we're being asked to stay present in the moment. There is a significant relationship dynamic coming up to be addressed in the energies. And maybe this relationship dynamic is, you know, a part of your greater purpose. But I feel a major realization when it comes to a karmic lesson. When it comes to a karmic soul contract that maybe's been triggering you. And we enter into many karmic relationships this life in order to resolve some past life differences. So I think we're all kind of in this stage of working through a lot of these painful lessons, abandonment lessons, you know, self-worth lessons are coming up. And when we really go into the pain and we feel all of this emotional turbulence, that's when we can get rid of all of this baggage, is kind of what I'm feeling. Emotional baggage and stepping into growth. So divine timing says now is the time to execute you stepping into your highest potential. What step forward do you need to take in the right direction when it comes to enhancing your psychic abilities? We all have psychic abilities. We all have an intuition, okay? And the more you lean into that intuition and release the fear, the more you can develop understanding your intuition versus fear. So get ready for a lot of things to be leaving your life that have been holding you back when it comes to the next leg of your journey, because we are all deepening our relationship to ourselves, and we're going to have Saturn going retrograde soon. And so that's all about reevaluating loyalty, commitment. What is it that you want to manifest in your life when it comes to commitments? And you know, there's a lot of light coming down, a lot of activations, a lot of light code energies that are enveloping the collective. And so this is where we learn to give ourselves compassion. It's not easy when we get all of these light code frequencies. We got to purge the lower energies too. And so we're being asked right now as a collective to get rid of these unwanted thought patterns. Why do you keep cycling around in these negative thought patterns? Because it keeps you stuck in this ego desire energy. And we're here to step into compassion and joy in a place for love of all things. So in order to do that, though, we got to understand what makes us tick. What brings you joy? What brings you joy? Do that every single day. That's a big aspect of self-love, is doing what motivates you, doing what brings you joy. And I talked about in the forecast, a lot of us are feeling very unmotivated this week. And I'm not immune to that either. I was very much lacking drive and motivation this morning. And so I had to kind of sit with that and remember, hey, not every day is a good day, and that's okay. So what I did is I went into meditation. I surrounded myself with this healing light. I asked the angels to send me protection, to envelope me in their love, to shift me out of that unwanted stuckness. So many of us are deep within the void, and the void is the place where all creation begins. It's like this zoomed out perspective, right? And we're in the void. And when we're in the void, that's kind of where we need to be to shift our perceptions of everything around us. So, and this is where the divine kind of allows things to work below the surface. And so right now, I feel many of us are just being asked to be in our energy, to be present in this lesson that we are learning, and to nourish ourselves in the most healthy way possible, because I do feel there's going to be an incoming message when it comes to somebody learning a very important karmic lesson. And maybe this is a message that you've not quite expected. So, and I think you're going to be asked to listen to what is being said. Do you know how to listen with an open heart and an open mind? A lot of people just listen to respond, and you know, we're here to listen, to really take it in. So there's a message coming in, and I feel passions are going to be reignited because somebody is figuring out what really speaks to their heart and their soul in the energy. And I feel this creative spark when it comes to going after what it is that you love, because there's a connection here that is going to promote all kinds of healthy relationships in your life. But you first have to build that healthy foundation of self. Until you promote healthy, unconditional love to yourself, you're going to keep cycling into these negative karmic relationship patterns. You're going to keep playing into criticism, judgment, comparison, and everything is going to be reflected back to you when it comes to any unhealed aspects from within. So show love to yourself, show compassion to yourself. We're all in this precipice of deep personal transformation. And this is how we change the world, people. We transform one by one, inside out. And this is how we transform all of our relationships. But in order to go through this transformation process, we have to get rid of these karmic relationships. We have to maybe lose a job, lose our home. Anything that's not connected with these higher frequencies has to kind of fade away. And if you're not willing to choose that direction, the universe has to kind of come in and shake you awake, because we're all breaking these chains when it comes to playing into addictive relationship, trauma bonds, and restrictions and impediments. And so I do always remind everybody, freedom is a choice. You have to choose to liberate yourself from this negative cycle. So get ready to face some challenges in the energies. There's definitely going to be a catalytic event over the coming days, or a catalytic person that is going to, you know, redirect you, whether it's an emotional outburst, an accusation of some sort. But this is going to be a necessary catalytic change in order for you to improve your life, to step into growth. So do get ready to be tested in the energies in order for that major paradigm shift. So we're letting go of all of these outdated thought patterns, all of these ineffective belief traditions, and all of that stuff that just isn't working with these new earth energies. And so there is a need to protect your energy. You're going to want to practice firm boundaries, and that's the first part of self-care, honoring your energy and honoring your own boundaries, because, you know, people that overstep boundaries, they're not going to listen to you. So get those boundaries in place. And release any outside influences. It's really time for us as a collective to take charge of our life and to take ownership. Yeah, somebody needs to stop playing into some substance abuses. You can't keep masking over the pain on your heart with addictive tendencies, whether it's over drinking, drugs, overeating. Sex can be an addiction, porn can be an addiction, gaming, video gaming can be an addiction. Anything that keeps you from feeling this rejection wound, a mother wound, an abandonment wound of some sort. So somebody here has been playing into some very low vibration energies, and substances have really skewed somebody's perception when it comes to rejection. Maybe there was a rejection in the past that was really hard to handle, and so in order to deal with the pain, you maybe played into some addictive qualities. Somebody here has. And I feel there is a soulmate connection here, but that clarity isn't going to come until you release these addictive tendencies and you learn this karmic lesson. So put the bottle down. I don't know who needs to hear that message, but it's time to put the bottle down. And I do feel somebody is getting ready to pack up and relocate, moving to a new location in order to, you know, gain that clarity. So there's loyalty here. And somebody's been hiding the truth, but the mask is about to fall off, because that came out in reverse. The hiding the truth. Somebody's been hiding the truth that they've been dreaming about you. They've been hiding deep-seated emotions for you below the surface, and maybe hiding the fact that they want to move towards you because they're drawn towards you. There's somebody being magnetically drawn towards you is what I'm feeling, but something definitely came between the two of you. Something came between the two of you, and I think it's been a very long period of no communication, ghosting. It's feeling like the Five of Pentacles, and I think now is the time to heal your heart, to open up your heart to that honest communication, honest, open communication, and it might require a relocation when it comes to a connection here, and there are going to be obstacles to be faced. I love it. Inadequate came out and reversed. So maybe that was the obstacle. Maybe that was the block, with some self-worth issues due to an abandonment or a rejection wound from childhood, and somebody's about to hit a brick wall. Somebody's about to hit a brick wall when it comes to an unhealthy attachment, but I also feel a connection where you've never been able to fully release them. There's a deep spiritual bond here coming through, and somebody's about to hit a brick wall, because I do think the time is now to bring forward an apology. We can't keep reliving the past, missing somebody, and not speaking up about it. So where do you need to make amends? Somebody here needs to apologize. I think maybe somebody dismissed this in the past, and they've been playing into addictions to mask the pain. I think somebody wishes they would have said that they loved you when they had the chance. And I think this is a connection where you've been kept in the dark for a while. Maybe you felt left out. Maybe you felt abandoned. Maybe you felt dismissed. Maybe your trust was broken. But I feel a huge release when it comes to opening up the gateway of being emotionally vulnerable. And we know, you know, it's scary. It is so scary to put your heart on the line. And, you know, and we do that with the risk of rejection. And not everybody's going to be meant for you, but somebody is missing you. Somebody is reliving the past, wishing that they didn't play into the fear. And I do feel somebody here definitely betrayed themselves when it comes to leaving somebody in the dark, because you were their hopes and you were their hopes and their wishes. And maybe it's time to take a break together. Maybe somebody's going to be coming in and saying, hey, let's go on a vacation getaway together. You know, you left imprints on my heart. I've never really been fully able to release you. And I know that you've waited a long time for this conversation is kind of what I'm feeling. So there's going to be a huge release when it comes to a connection from the past, a release in order to heal your heart. And, you know, I think get ready for somebody to come forward and say, hey, I really miss you. Can we try again? I'm really sorry. I've moved on from that karmic connection. I've moved on from those blocks. I wasn't able to reach out because maybe I was a little bit confused. I didn't think I was worthy, maybe. But I do feel there's always been this energy of loyalty between the two of you. It's almost like, you know, this person has always been with you in your energy. So let's keep going, guys, and get a couple quantum oracle messages, quantum energy oracle messages, milestone moment. You know, and sometimes we got to lose it all to realize what it is that we have. Isn't that the way it goes? You don't know what you got until it's gone. But I feel there's victory here. And I feel there's going to be a shakeup, an event to redirect somebody, because they're looking back at that ship sailing away and they're like, oh my God, come back to me. So let's see what else needs to come through with the quantum oracle messages. Maybe in the past there was double loyalty, but there's that loss energy coming out again. So I kind of feel somebody's been playing into, you know, some friends and some colleagues, a status quo foundation, a social circle of some sort that's really not meant for them. And so there's a huge loss of a whole social circle, I feel, that's really kept somebody in this state of lack of consciousness, victim mentality. And, you know, all the money in the world isn't going to satisfy you when you're feeling bankrupt on the heart. So it is that energy of, you know, taking a long, hard look in the mirror. My Michael Jackson energy, right? The man in the mirror. You know, somebody's backstepping, wishing that they could go back and change a past decision. And maybe they went towards money. They chose money over love. And I got to tell you, love should always be a priority over money. And so somebody's got a lot of money, but they ain't got any solid friends in their life. There's definitely this energy of somebody's been looking a little bit deeper into this situation, maybe reading some books, researching. There's fear coming up with the red surrounding a family structure. And we did get the milestone moment again. So a major event to get somebody on the pathway of healing. Somebody is at that pivot point, that crossroads. And I think love is in focus, and somebody's got a lot of regrets for maybe choosing a group of friends or listening to a group of friends rather than listening to their intuition. And somebody's definitely doing that, as you know, taking that long, hard look in the mirror. And that's how we do. We make the world a better place by changing ourselves. So family's in focus. We are all deserving of that happy family home life, that happy foundation. Even if it does require the blending of two families, this might be the blending of two families. But somebody here needs to take off that mask. Where are you needing to get rigorously honest with yourself when it comes to setting those high intentions? Because I feel somebody's been hiding the truth when it comes to just how much they regret a missed opportunity. And maybe hiding the fact that they're planning to maybe pack up a suitcase and come and travel and knock on your door. Because there's some healing light surrounding this connection, and it will lead to a higher level of commitment. And there is somebody here that has a lot of love that I think has held on to hope for a very long time, that maybe their person would get unstuck. Let's see what else needs to come through with the wisdom of the oracle messages. Yeah, somebody's been all up in their head thinking about how the heck do I make amends? How the heck do I come forward with communication? And there's another person here that has a deep knowing of things that have been going on. High Priestess. Somebody here is a mystic healer. And I feel somebody here has been all trapped up, overthinking, over mental stimulus when it comes to maybe coming forward with an offer of commitment. But there's a loving woman here that's radiating this beautiful healing light, which I think is triggering something to come back around from the past. It's time to close out this karmic cycle, and I feel maybe it's been a long pause before action. But this is a time of going within and trusting in your instincts. There is going to be a regeneration within a connection because somebody is at that fork in the road, going through a period of rebirth. It's time to exchange these lesser karmic relationships for something better. It's time to understand these relationship patterns once and for all. And there's also an unfinished symphony that's needing to come back around. You know, I feel a connection where the two of you resonate at that same frequency. It's like you sing each other's soul songs to one another, and there is going to be a regeneration, a revival, but maybe something had to completely burn down to the ground first in order to step into this brand new energy. Get ready to step into a new life, because we've been walking this fine line for quite some time, going within, understanding our intuition, getting ready to birth a new life, because somebody's ready to go the distance. And they're ready to close out a major cycle with the unfinished symphony and the regeneration. They're both a 10 card. So completion. Stepping into a brand new life. Finally understanding these lessons for what they are at face value. So let's jump in with some tarot, guys, and see what else needs to come through for the message today. Page of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, brand new clean slate beginning here, but it's going to require having that difficult conversation and releasing a long-standing burden. Somebody needs some balance in their life, big time. Maybe this has been 10 months in the making, 10 months of missing somebody in order to learn this lesson, because, yeah, I think in the past, wow, somebody did not put in the work. Somebody did not put in the work. They were not dependable. They were very mischievous with their actions. They were unreliable. They were not ready to go forward with this excellent opportunity that was presented. There was definitely an opportunity in the past for a happy marriage, a happy life, a very content relationship, and somebody just wasn't willing. Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe there was fear of commitment, and maybe they were already stuck in a foundation, putting on a show. Maybe in the past, this person was not somebody that you could trust. And there's definitely this energy of feeling like it was a missed opportunity. Oh, yeah, because somebody was playing into their ego. Somebody lacked their personal strength when it comes to bringing forward a lot of compassion. There was huge potential here for a very happy life in the past. Could be dealing with a Leo. But I feel somebody here played into their ego, was not willing to choose love, and maybe because somebody was deeply hurt in the past. But I feel somebody here has lacked their strength to take action, needing to find their strength to maybe come forward and seek that forgiveness is what I'm feeling, maybe by Leo season. Funny, all my cards are upright in the deck, and they're all coming out reversed. So let's see what some potential near future energies are. Transformation, beautiful. Okay, so somebody is going through profound transformation. They didn't put in the work. This was going to be a beautiful, emotionally content experience. It would have been a loving relationship, a blending of two families, and somebody, you know, they were weak. They were not strong enough to do the work, but there's definitely a major regeneration, a transformation of a connection here. Scorpionic energy. So I think this was a significant relationship experience that required you both to make some big life changes. Get ready for a powerful, unexpected revelation that will bring forward communication as somebody breaks free from some procrastination and releases some old family belief systems. Because they want to do the work now. They want to come in and put in the work. They want to learn all they can about you, all they can about making things right. Somebody's been paying attention to the details while going through a spiritual transformation, ready to come in and do the work, because these delays are coming to an end. There is a fresh start around the corner. And, you know, as painful as this change is, all change hurts at first, but it really brings in a positive shift. So get ready for unexpected communication. Somebody's coming in saying, I want to work on this love is what I'm feeling. And this is going to happen suddenly, unexpectedly. There's definitely something coming full circle. It's almost like this instant attraction coming through. So let's see what's hidden below the surface. Ooh, we got a King of Swords looking very depressed, very unhappy when it comes to maybe betraying himself. 10 of Swords. We got the Knight of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, and we got the 10 of Wands. So there's somebody here getting ready to speak up. I think they received poor counsel in the past. They were not objective. They were not fair in their communication or the way they spoke about you or this connection. I feel somebody's lost a lot of respect for themselves, and it's kind of time to lay it out on the table. Somebody in the past was just not open. They were not emotionally available. They were using their head, not their heart. And I feel it created this energy of betrayal in a situation. Self-betrayal. Somebody deeply wants to get a major weight off their shoulders. They want to lay down a burden. And I feel they've been dealing with a lot of melodramatic energies, maybe dealing with a drama queen. But I feel they're ready to release any addictions. I feel somebody went into some addictive tendencies when it comes to a missed opportunity, which has likely created all kinds of stress, all kinds of health problems, and somebody is like really worried about coming in with an offer. And I do feel somebody's recently packed up and relocated in order to bring that relief into their life, because they want to come in with a cup of love, and they better be coming in with a cup of love and not a cup of bullshit, because this 9 of Pentacles does not need anybody. So we've got a feminine here. It doesn't have to be a woman, but we have somebody here that is financially secure, knows her worth, knows her value. She's worked hard to get where she's at in life. This could be somebody that is, you know, self-employed. Definitely somebody very single and enjoying their single life. Somebody that is very, very attractive, pre-Empress energy, Taurus energy. And somebody wants to come in with a big, big cup of love. There's somebody wanting to come in and sweep this pre-Empress off their feet. So get ready for an unexpected love offer is what I'm feeling. And there is a lot of love here. Look at that waterfall. So this is going to be a connection that will make your heart flutter. And there's somebody here that, man, they've got a lot of regrets. They've got a lot of regrets because, you know, they see now this big, beautiful opportunity, and they've been withholding coming forward for a long time, playing into their fear, playing into their ego desires when it comes to making an unexpected choice in love. I think there was fear around embracing true, deep, intimate connection. And somebody I feel is getting ready to make a decision from the heart. Cancer, Pisces. Let's see what a potential overall outcome is when it comes to this message. I'm sure you hear my dog barking outside. I don't know what she's barking at. I think it's like lunchtime for the high school kids. So, yeah, somebody's coming in passionately with an offer. I feel they see you vibrant. They see you, you know, enjoying life. We have the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Queen of Wands. So there is a feminine here that is brilliantly talented, very independent, living a very good life. There's a feminine here that really knows her worth, knows her value, and believes in herself. And somebody here is manifesting their dreams coming true. So I do feel an Empress here that has found that perfect balance between career and personal life and is about to give birth to everything that she's prayed for. And there's an offer coming in. Somebody's coming in very fast, and it will progress very quickly. I think it will start off small, because I think there's a little bit of uncertainty about finishing what was started a while ago. But it will grow into a very passionate relationship. I feel get ready for immediate action. The energy is saying the time is now for immediate action, and somebody knows it. Somebody knows it's time for action. If they want abundance and prosperity in their life and they want success, they're going to have to come in and face this Empress, I think, and they've left this Empress out in the cold. I think they ghosted, abandoned her, played mind games in the past, very unreliable, very undependable, somebody that lacked integrity, that took a risk and made an unwise choice, and they're very unhappy, and now they're avoiding everybody that gave them that poor counsel, is what I'm feeling. And they want to come back in from out of the cold. They want victory here. So get ready for a lot of forward movement. Somebody's coming in. They're getting control of their emotions, and they're coming in for victory at any cost. They want to come in and have success. There's a reprioritization taking place when it comes to somebody finding their determination and their willpower to finally make a decision. I think there's been a period of procrastination, overanalyzing, disillusionment of some sort, and clarity is about to come forward as somebody releases these addictions and brings balance back into a very unfair situation. Somebody's getting ready to come from a position of integrity once and for all. They're coming in with an apology. They want to send a message saying, hey, I want to have a new emotional experience. Can we start over? I can see clearly now all sides of this situation, and I want to stand up for what it is that I believe in, and I believe in you. Wow. Let's get a couple last messages, guys, with the messages from Spirit deck. Beautiful energies, big couple love. There's a lot of love here, but somebody's got to stop playing into all of these negative influences and take charge of their destiny. I think it's going to require taking a whole new approach. But it's kind of time to acknowledge and learn from the past. Get ready for an epiphany. There's going to be an epiphany, an awakening, an aha moment when it comes to an unfinished symphony from the past. And there's going to be a moment where the two of you take time to reconnect with one another in the heart space. Because I feel somebody definitely lost who they were when they lost you. And they've been learning to nurture themselves and to give themselves breathing room from whatever's not been working in their life, going through a very necessary transition at this time in order for a new beginning. So get ready to learn a valuable lesson in the energies. It's time to take that sensible approach. It's time to acknowledge and learn from the past once and for all, and to try that different approach. And that's what I got for a message today, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading, check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.